Hi everybody, it's me, Christine, as Endo Girl. This week I celebrated my 34th birth. Wait, 34, 33? I was born in 87. So, anyway, I spent it in bed. Not surprising, right? But I mean, I was cool with it. Despite the pain I was in, I was cool chilling. Like, I felt happy. I was doing good. Give me 1 second to just the phone keeps like filtering the color light and dark and stuff like that. Anyway, so I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that wished me a happy birthday, because it was, and I literally like called myself laying down to take a nap because I had a migraine. My birthday is September 21st. So I called myself laying down, and when I woke up it was like after 9 p.m. So guess I needed that sleep. But yeah, that was just pretty much my day. I was in pain and just chilling with my son. He kept coming in here. Every time he come in my room, he kept saying, "Happy birthday, week mommy," or "Happy birthday, week mommy, happy birthday." My son's 12 years old, and he brings me so much joy. Like, I'm so blessed and happy that I'm his mom. He is like the best thing to ever happen to me, and a big reason why I try to push through, even when I'm like going through. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. I'm doing a video. Sorry about that. Back. So anyway, this week I wanted to talk about the support within the endometriosis, lupus community, the polycystic ovarian community, the pelvic pain community. This is just not like one particular group. It's all these different women and young girls and older women within these circles. And sometimes they take away what the real. Oh, I'm so freaking tan from my car, y'all. That looks so ugly. Need some bio oil. Like, it's so dark. It's terrible. Anyway, we have to stop like comparing what we have to another person. Like, stop trying to make it seem like you are going through it worse than the next person, because the tricky thing to these diseases, or any diseases and illnesses out there, not just what I come on my channel and talk about, or on my Facebook page, or my Ask Endo Girl organization page and talk about, you cannot compare your diagnosis, your body, to another person. Everybody does not experience pain the same way another person will. Their level of, on a scale of 1 through 10, pain, they 10 might be my 5 on the scale. So be mindful that not everybody is the same. Then you got to take into consideration people's backgrounds and things that they've been exposed to. And then treatment plans. What worked for you may not work for me, and vice versa. What worked for me might not work for you. And don't just assume that because you are older, that you know more than the next person, because that's one thing I can say. Once you're diagnosed with endometriosis and PCOS and all the other diseases that comes with those, women and young girls are researching their asses off. We do our best to become educated, because that is very important, because once you get a diagnosis for these illnesses and diseases, you are your best advocate. I can promise you, nobody can advocate for you better than you can, unless you can't like take care of yourself, like you can't speak for yourself and stuff like that. Then I get it. Um, but still, the person that's taking care of you, they don't physically feel what's going on within your body. And because this is our body, we know when things are not right, something needs to be checked, something's not normal. So just be mindful that you are your biggest advocate. And that's very important, because you have people that will try and make you feel like you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. Healthcare professionals will do this too, not just like other like civilians in the world, but doctors. I've had doctors when I was stationed in New Orleans. I will never forget this experience with this doctor on base. He told me, how did it? We were talking about my diagnosis, because I was coming in for my new patient checkup with him, and he was saying like, oh, once you get your uterus and cervix out, you do not have endometriosis anymore. I've never heard of that. That's impossible. Oh, because you're an officer in the military, you think that I'm gonna quiver in a corner and not speak up for myself. No, I've been doing this longer than you, like dealing with these issues and researching and going to different doctors, trying different treatments and medications and alternatives and diets and exercise. So I know what I'm saying. I'm not here to discredit a doctor's credentials or a nurse's credentials in any way at all, because a lot of hard work goes into that. But you have to also take into consideration that textbooks are not down to the T of what a person is experiencing in their body. And then I don't want somebody to be like, well, how you know? I'm a licensed medical assistant. I went to school for those things. I've worked in OB, I've worked in pediatrics, I've worked in primary care, I've worked in the hospital, and then I went back to become a pharmacy technician, because I do love the medical field. I love taking care of people. I like helping out somebody that is going through hell despite what their medical condition is. I like to make people feel like you're not alone, and I'm gonna do my job to take care of you, and I take that personal, that I will do my very best for you. So I am educated in how the healthcare field works. I'm not saying that I know more than the next person, not at all, but I'm just saying that I'm educated in that. So it's hard for a person to try and get one over on me, because I will call you out about it, and I won't be disrespectful or nothing like that. I mean, I know how to engage in a conversation and tactfully tell your ass off. So if it got to be with somebody that was, disrespectful, I know how to tactfully tell you off and have you sitting there like, well, damn, did she just, wow. Thank you, U.S. Army, for teaching me how to be tactful about getting my feelings, opinions, and such across the board. Thank you. Anyway, yeah. So back to the Endo community. Again, what works for you will not work for another person, and do not assume that they did not do the things that you did that helped you. There are 4 stages to endometriosis. Last I looked, I'm trying to remember. I think there might have been a 5th stage coming, but this was like last year, so I don't know if it did get added to like the stages of endometriosis or not. And for the record, I do not have a uterus and cervix. And when it comes to that doctor that I was just speaking about, he went in the back after reading all of my surgery notes, pathology reports, tests, blood work, all that good stuff. He still was in denial until he went and spoke to a coworker that told him, "Nah, man," and I heard it in the hall. He said, "Nah, man, you're wrong, because that is true. Endometriosis can still exist. A hysterectomy is not a cure for a person with endometriosis. It did cure me of cervical cancer. That did happen, but I also had cysts all over my ovaries. I had uterine fibroids. I had adenomyosis, adhesions. It was just a lot of shit going on within my reproductive system, okay? So yeah, but after that, the doctor came back and apologized, and he told me that he would take that situation that day and always apply it to his life and his healthcare career field, because just saying because of what you read in a book that something cannot exist, you can't discredit a patient, especially when there was paperwork. I could see if I just walked in there talking crazy and didn't have anything to back up what I was saying, didn't have any pathology reports from after my surgeries showing that endo still existed after I've had that hysterectomy in 2011. I was still having more laparoscopies and minor surgical procedures done after that hysterectomy. So give me 1 second, my mouth's dry. Ooh. But yeah, just be mindful of those things, and also that there is a way to deliver information to a person without getting nasty. There's too much going on in the world, and add that along to having health issues and being a spouse. I'm not married, but having to take care of a family. I have a child. Nobody needs added stress, and I'm at the age, even before my birthday turned, I just had gotten to a point in my life where I don't have the patience to argue with people anymore. I'm tired of fighting with people. So after I say my piece, I just let it go, because you'll look crazy arguing with yourself, because I'm just not going to engage with it. I don't have the time or the patience. Anyway, so I just want these support groups to go back to, offering support, delivering what we used to call in the Endo community yellow mail, which is where you send out letters or care packages to, your endo sisters and polycystic ovarian sisters, which is shortened down to sister, with like the word cyst. Yeah. And then if you've had a hysterectomy, we call each other hister sisters. But yeah, like, go back to being supportive and caring, and you don't have to feel pity for people, because people like us, we already hate people pitying us, but just be empathetic. And also, my pet peeve, stop assuming women that have endometriosis, PCOS, and lupus, and anything that causes our bodies to swell and make us look pregnant. Stop assuming that somebody is pregnant, because that's offensive, especially to women that either didn't have children, didn't get the chance to, or women that have had miscarriages time and time again, or women that were forced to have a hysterectomy, because we were told, like me, that, oh, you'd be cured, and I felt forced into that because I was in the Army and I was active duty and I was a single mom. And I knew that I didn't want to lose my source of income, my stable source of income, and a stable life for my child. So I felt pressured to do that. And at the time, support groups really weren't out there like that. Or if they did, I didn't really start researching until right around the time I was about to have the hysterectomy, which is when I found the sisters support group. I might be incorrect, but I'll put it down below for y'all to make sure you can get that information, because there's a lot of good info in there too. But yeah, just be kind to people, and remember, everybody is not in the same recovery stages of these illnesses and diseases as you are. And just because something worked for you doesn't mean these other people haven't tried that. And it's not, and sometimes it's not that we've tried it once, we've tried it several times and it still hasn't, worked for a person. Because I've done it all. I've been through it all. I was showing signs of or symptoms of endometriosis as a little girl. So I dealt with like stomach pains and cramping a long time. And had somebody looked, I'm pretty sure they would have probably found cysts on my ovaries, because that is what they found first on me, was cyst on my ovaries. Because you cannot get diagnosed with endometriosis unless you've had a exploratory laparoscopy, which is where they open you up, either laparoscopically, where they make these small incisions with the robot, or they just make small incisions and they go in, and that's how they find it, because endometriosis is small, microscopic, and they are black, and they can hide anywhere. And if it's left untreated, it spreads to other places in your body, other organs, and only an excision surgeon, I say this again, an excision surgeon or excision specialist or endometriosis specialist that does excision surgery will know how to properly get rid of those endometriosis. And don't be surprised if they do come back. Eventually it does. There is no cure for endometriosis. So for people that says that they're cured, I don't think that you are cured, and that's not to make you feel down or knock you. It's just that you are asymptomatic, which means you don't have any symptoms of endometriosis, which is good. I mean, I wish I had that. I want to be asymptomatic too. But I have too many issues. I suffer from migraines, lupus, with everything else that I talked about already. Back pain. I've had like damage to my back, damage to my tailbone. I've fainted a lot because of my migraines. And then the pelvic pain issues and the leg pain. So there's a lot going on with your girl. But again, just remember to love and support each other. It's enough hate going on in the world right now, and we don't need it in a place where people are coming for help because they're literally on the brink of suicide. Like, I've lost too many endo sisters, lupus sisters, and cervical cancer survivor friends to suicide, and it breaks my heart, because that's one less person in the world that didn't ask, or not one less person, one more person in the world that didn't ask to be diagnosed with these things or sick. And it's a lot to be diagnosed with this. Your life is no longer what it was before. And if you do have a good day, in an instant, your day can change. And a lot of times, only strong pain medications, narcotics. Some people do THC products or smoke THC, weed, marijuana, whatever you call it. Me, I don't like to smoke. I can't stand the smell of a cigarette. So me smoking, no, I can't. And plus, I'm in the medical field, so just like how it was in the army, marijuana is not allowed, even if it's prescribed. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch y'all in the next video, because I do have some exciting things to talk to y'all about, but this video has been long enough, so I'm gonna leave it here. I love you guys, and just continue to push. Just push, sis. Don't stop. And if you need somebody to talk to, hit me up. I love y'all. Bye.